Hi, I'm Kenton E. Biffert, and welcome to the Art of Fatherhood. John Paul II, in his book, Love and Responsibility, talks about a very interesting subject, which is the focus of today, educating in tenderness. He says that men need to be educated in tenderness, which I found powerfully interesting for my own life and for other men that I see. So let's dive into this a little bit. First of all, we need to define the word. What is he talking about in tenderness? He's not talking about fluffy, mushy stuff here. John Paul II defines tenderness as seeing the entire person and all that they are, even the hidden movements of their soul, and always keeping in mind the person and who they truly are. This is the tenderness he's talking about. Well, I think I've been tender at times with my wife, and yet John Paul II challenges men to look at when we've been tender with our wives, because he says if you think tenderness is showing affection to your wife so that you can get satisfaction at the end, then that's not tenderness, that's seduction. Ouch. Tenderness has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with the beloved, with my wife, with the person whom I love. And that's what John Paul II is calling us to, is to love in such a way, with such a tenderness, that it's all about the other person. Von Hildebrand says that when we see our wives, our love should enthrone her. She becomes a queen to us. We should see her in all the beauty that she is, so much so that we want to cherish her and love her and serve her, protect her, and love her in the way that she needs to be loved, and that is tenderly. This is tough. This is tough. How does a man love tenderly? How are we supposed to do this? John Paul II doesn't give us a whole lot of education in this, but he does say that the foundation is self-mastery. The number one thing a man needs to do is all the passions and drives that a man has have to be submitted to his reason. And our reason says that that woman, my wife, is a person and needs to be loved for the person that she is, not used as a means to give me satisfaction. We have to love her for the person that she is, completely, totally denying myself. That's the first thing. And we cannot have self-mastery. We can't love in a way unless we are self-disciplined, unless we are doing regular acts of penance and fasting and of such things that strengthen our will, that are able to take these very masculine drives and submit them to our reasons so that we can love in the right way. Another couple options I think that we have here in how to love tenderly, and I'm not saying I'm an expert on this, I'm preaching to myself with this video here. Another way that we can be educated in tenderness as a man is by listening to the prompts of our wives. This is something that I've learned with my wife. She's told me outright, you need to take the time and ask me how I'm doing throughout my day. Check in with me. What's going on with me? How am I feeling? All these kind of questions. Well, for her, that's what she needs in feeling loved. So I cooperate and I do it. Another way, and this is something that Pope Francis gives us, he says to find a way to dialogue at an intimate level. To dialogue about things that are worth dialoguing about. And that's not necessarily the movie that we just saw, but meaty subjects about our children and raising our children in virtue, and how do we get things to talk about. Sometimes we sit down at night and we have nothing to talk about. Well, reading rich material that brings up subjects that helps us, both of us, grow together in sainthood and in virtue. And that dialogue is another way of loving in tenderness. Now, I'm sure there are a lot of ways to educate in tenderness. I'm only giving you a couple. Self-mastery through penance and fasting, even one meal a day, is a way to strengthen your will so you can give of yourself to your wife through this dialogue, this things that are worth talking about, through connecting with your wife throughout the day, finding out how she's doing. I'd love to hear of any other ideas that you have, because I'd like to implement them. And truly, my education in tenderness starts today, because my wife is going to watch this video and I'm going to be held accountable for it. This is Kenton Bifford with The Art of Fatherhood. If you've enjoyed this video, check out my other videos on theartoffatherhood.ca. Share it with your friends, and remain always faithful to your family and your God. Semper Fidelis.